Welcome back then guys to this live stream. It is now time for the final event of the day, which is race 1 of IFMC GP3. And if you didn't see what happened in qualifying yesterday, it was pretty close, but in the end it was Josef Newgarden who yet again took pole position for race 1, with Lucas Di Grassi surprisingly in second place in the American engineering car, and Sérgio Sette Câmara in his first appearance in GP3, his one-off appearance for this weekend, replacing Alexander Rossi, who's got a weekend ban, managing to get in third. Very surprising for him, considering he's had little running in a GP3 car, but he's hoping to put on an impression today if we can. We've got 15 laps of action for race 1, so hopefully it'll be a good race. So, before we start then guys, let's mute this, turn this up a little, and let's have a look at the grid for race 1 here at Silverstone. Here we go then, so on pole position it's Josef Newgarden with Lucas Di Grassi in second, Sérgio Sette Câmara lines up in third with Ferdinand Habsburg in fourth position. Jack Aitken starts in fifth with Sébastien Buemi in sixth position. Santina Ferrucci starts seventh with Jenson Button in eighth. Daniil starts ninth, Michael Elation starting in 10th. 11th goes to Will Power, he struggled in the Dacia Dorado yesterday. Kubica also struggling in 12th. Daniil Kvyat 13th, only managing that position. Felipe Nasr, last week's race 2 winner, only 14th. Antonio Bear is 15th, Nick Heifeld in 16th. Carl Kaiser starts 17th with Anthony Davidson in 18th position. 19th goes to Antonio Fuoco, 20th for Nico Kari. And on the back row of the grid, due to their qualifying bans, is Aero Vinio in 21st and Marco Andretti in 22nd position. And that is the grid for race 1 here at Silverstone. So there is the grid then guys for race 1, and the weather. It is of course bright and sunny, so leave your predictions. But without further ado, let's get to race 1 here at Silverstone. So, here we are then on the grid then. It's Newgarden on the right of your screens, Di Grassi on the left, who's going to get the lead into turn 1 as we wait for the 5 red lights to go off to signify the start of race 1 for IFMC GP3 here at Silverstone. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights are on. And it is going for race 1 here at Silverstone. It's a good start for the front two. Newgarden getting a better start than what Di Grassi had. Come on, trying to get onto the outside of Di Grassi as they come down towards Cop's corner now then. Who is going to grab second between Câmara and Di Grassi as they go through turn 1? Câmara just has the edge and takes second into turn 1. Habsburg hasn't gained any places. Got a good start from Button to get up to 6th place. Nasr and Power fighting it out for 11th. Nasr gained places at the start as everybody gets through the first corner. Saving Vinio bringing up the rear, but it is Newgarden who leads. Câmara and a new boy in second place as they go through. Beckett's now then. Câmara fancy his chances at the lead. Habsburg trying to have an attack on Di Grassi for P3 now then as they go around Chapel. Câmara now then in the station of Newgarden. Gonna look to the outside down the hanger straight, but closes the door there and has to flick to the inside in case Di Grassi tries to take advantage, which he doesn't, and he holds on to second. Buemi grabs 4th from Habsburg, so up to 4th place goes Sébastien Buemi, and wow, that's all really good news for Josef Newgarden as well, but because the points would be level if it stays like this. If Newgarden can get the fastest lap, he'll lead the championship by 1 point. As you can see there, Elation had a go at Habsburg there, but Habsburg just able to hang it around the outside to keep on to 5th place. In fact, on Team Cameras, Elation took 6th from Button, so Elation up to 6th place. The 2 SMP Racing teammates in WEC fighting it out. Aitken's not had a good start. He's down to 8th place, but now attacking Button for P7. Unable to do so. Kubica up to 9th after his terrible qualifying section. And down the inside goes Buemi on a Formula E rival, Lucas Di Grassi, unable to get the move done. And Di Grassi just holds off for 3rd at that corner now then as they go up towards Luffield. Now for the first time, Newgarden now with a bit of a gap in front of Sérgio Sette Câmara as they go around Luffield now then. Luffield 2 I should say, round the final corner we go now then as they go around Woodcote. So at the end of lap 1 of 15 of race 1 then, Newgarden leads, Câmara 2nd, Di Grassi 3rd, Buemi 4th, Habsburg in 5th, with Elation in 6th, Button in 7th, and Aitken running out the points in 8th, but Kubica trying to attack him now for P8 as he goes down the inside of Aitken now. Would he get the place? Aitken just able to hang it around the outside and keep on the place. I think I said Newgarden set the early fastest lap of the race now then as he continues to get away at the front of the field as he goes around Beckett's now then, round the right hander he goes before going around Chapel, and now heading down the hanger straight. And that's that really is it. It's Ferdinand Habsburg trying to get the place of Sébastien Buemi now then as they come down the hanger straight now. Then will Habsburg try and get the place of Buemi? It doesn't look like he's got the move done, and keeps on the 4th place for the moment. Di Grassi currently 3rd. at this stage now. Then as meantime, Danny inside goes Kubica on Aitken as he got the place off the Willows racing car, and not quite. Aitken just able to hold him off to keep out of 8th place as Ferrucci and Power fighting out for 10th. Ferrucci tries to have a go at Kubica for 9th, isn't able to do so as Power and Kvyat look to try and take advantage. In fact, there's a whole train of cars at that place down that chicane. So some battling going on there as a result. Looks like Câmara starting to fall back into the clutches of Grassi. Meantime, Habsburg all over the backside of Sébastien Buemi for P4 as they go around Abbey Corner. Now they head down towards Bridge now then. And, well, as you can see, he has a look to the inside of Bridge, but Buemi shutting the door into Bridge Corner now then. As meantime, Button still trying to attack Aitken for P8 as they go around Bridge Corner now then. And as you can see, Câmara doing a good job up in 2nd place in the moment in only his first attempt in a GP3 car as he comes around the first part of the love field. So going around these section of corners now, then through into the second part before approaching Woodcote. As you can see, Habsburg trying to keep up with Buemi at the same time. They're both right up to the backside of 3rd place man Grassi, who at the same time is closing up to Câmara, to Sette Câmara for 2nd place as Newgarden sets another fastest lap of 1:31.759. I think that's said as they all come around Copse corners. Habsburg, Danny inside of Buemi, but Buemi shutting the door into Copse and keeping on the 4th place from the championship leader at this stage now. But at this stage, it looks like Newgarden will retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship. If it stays like this, the gap will actually be 2 points rather than 1. I do apologise. 5th place is worth 4 points. As well, so the gap coming into this after qualifying was 5 points between the pair of them, and it looks like Newgarden at this stage will retake the lead in the championship by 2 points due to him holding on to the fastest lap at this stage. But Habsburg's got to attack. He's attacking Buemi now, looking to the outside to hang straight, doesn't think about it, backs out of that one as Grassi tries to look at Câmara. In fact, well, he's a long way behind Câmara. Looked like he went defensive with Buemi, but you saw there Câmara locking up a bit down at Stoke Corner. It could bring Grassi a tad bit closer to him as a result. As meantime, Kubica still stuck behind Aitken in this battle for the final points place as they go up towards Vale and Club now. Then into Vale we go, and then into Club Corner, and so now around the right hander we go as we will now approach Abbey, the flat out left hander. In towards that corner we go, and some battles going on in front of the moment. Meantime now the Habsburg in the slipstream with Buemi, but Buemi's looking to the inside of the Grassi into Bridge Corner. Isn't going to quite work out. Can Habsburg maybe try and dive it down the inside into Prix? He's not thinking about it. Stays single file into that corner. Isolation and Button get close to that barrel, maybe even Aitken and Kubica. In fact, a whole gaggle of cars as well. Apt goes defensive as Kvyat tries to look at him for 12th place. Hasn't got quite the move stick there. As they go around Brooklands now then. As in towards Woodcote we go now then. Newgarden about to start lap 4 of 15 now then in race 1. So 12 laps remaining for the race leader as he comes up towards Copse Corner now then and sets another fastest lap of 1:31.554. So setting fastest lap after fastest lap does race leader Josef Newgarden as he comes out of Copse Corner. Meantime, Grassi now losing, pretty much getting away from Buemi as he starts to reel in Sette Câmara in front. Is now Habsburg looking to the inside of Buemi into Maggots. Isn't going to quite make that work out. Through in towards Beckett's now. Then we go. Habsburg doing whatever he can to force Buemi into a mistake through to Chapel, and now down the hanger straight. Will Habsburg try and get the move done on Buemi? Buemi defends the inside line, and right for the in fact Habsburg wasn't even alongside Buemi at that point, wasn't able to get enough momentum to try and get him into Stowe either way. As they come around Stowe Corner now then on the track. Grassi doing whatever he can to get hold of him there then, as meantime Kubica is still stuck behind Aitken now then. Aitken doing a good job keeping him back for the time being. Aitken defends the inside into Vale, and rightfully so, keeping hold of 8th place into Vale Corner now then, as we look at Josef Newgarden now then, who's coming up towards Vale, the flat side, Abbey, the flat out left hander, heading down towards Bridge Corner now then for the 4th time today. So he just flicks the car into that corner before approaching Priory and Brooklands. As meantime Grassi trying to reel in Câmara, but still not within overtaking range of his fellow compatriot at this stage of the race, as they come up now towards the left-hander, and now up towards Luffield A and B, just feeding the car around the section of corners out there on the track, using a little bit of the tarmac on the left-hand side there, which is where some of the support categories go through. As now through towards Woodcote we go, as Newgarden again setting another fast lap of 1:31.232. He's continuing to pull away from the rest of the pack as he looks to try and get his second victory of the season to make him level on victories this season to championship leader and rival Ferdinand Habsburg. Speaking of Habsburg, looking to the inside of Buemi, but again Buemi closing the door at Kopp's corner there and keeping all the place for the time being as they now approach Maggots and Beckett's now then. Around Maggots we go, and then in towards Beckett, around the left-hander, and then around the right again, as they now come down through Chapel, before heading down the Hanger Straight now then. Will Habsburg get the move done on Buemi this time around? He's tucked up into the slipstream of him now then. He's going to look to the inside, into so corner. Câmara had to go a little bit defensive because the grass was close. Habsburg finds a gap down the inside as it looked like Buemi outdid himself into the corners. They go side by side through Stoke corner, go Habsburg and Buemi, but Buemi just able to hold him off and keep on a fourth place. Great driving between the pair of them at this stage. Elation now and Button getting close to that battle again. Kvyat is still stuck behind Aitken as Ferrucci is holding up Will Power at this stage, as Newgarden currently the only Dacia Dorado in the points. Same with the Auto Jamaicas as well. Habsburg the only Auto Jamaica in the points as a result of Andretti getting a qualifying ban for what he did at race 2 last weekend to Alexander Rossi down at I believe it was at the start at the restart down at the exit of the source. So that was that really. Is coming out of Brooklands now. Then we go up towards Luffield, and look how close the Grassi is now on fellow compatriot Sette Câmara. As now through Luffield A and B go the pair of them now then. The inexperienced possibly getting to Sette Câmara as a result. As Habsburg has taken 4th from Buemi. He must have possibly got him perhaps down at Priory, unseen by the cameras. But Habsburg is up into 4th place. He's got the move done. He's now getting away from Buemi. And now tries to close in on that battle for third between Sette Câmara and Grassi. As now Buemi now will start to fall into the clutches of Michael Elation. As those two will start to fight it out for 5th place. Elation finally finding his feet after what has been a tricky season so far for the Russian. As Kubica still attacking Aitken for P8 in this race. As now through towards Beckett's we go, round the right-hander before going down through Chapel, and now down the Hanger Straight. Will Grassi get Câmara this time around down the Hanger Straight? He's going to look to the outside, probably not wise there, Grassi, and as a result Sette Câmara just fends him off. As a result now, as he'll come down the Hanger Straight again, Kubica looking to the outside of Aitken down to that corner, but again having to back off there as Aitken was shutting the door and keeping all that place. Ferrucci isn't able to take full advantage. At this stage, Câmara can still feel the pressure to Grassi. You have to go quite a bit defensive into Vale there. So we have 10 laps remaining in this race. Newgarden though will soon start lap 7 of 15, so we'll have 9 laps left of race 1. So now coming up towards the quick Abbey left-hander. As lots of battles going on track at the moment. There's Newgarden just negotiating around Bridge corner. Grassi looking to the inside of Sette Câmara. Can he get it done this time? No. Sette Câmara just shutting the door into Bridge corner now then, and keeping hold of the place for the time being. So now going around these section of corners now then through Brooklands, and then up in towards Luffield we will go. And so far Câmara doing a good job keeping him back for the moment in this race. And so that's that really, as Elation trying to get hold of Buemi. Buemi still keeping the gap consistent between himself and Ferdinand. So as we come down the pit straight, will Grassi try and get a run on Sette Câmara down into Kopp's corner. Down the inside goes Grassi now. Then as they go into Kopp's, will he be able to get the move done? And no, not quite again. Câmara just shutting the door at the exit of Kopp's corner. Has a little bit of a gap, but can Grassi use that to his advantage to get a perfect run down at Hanger Straight and possibly get him into Stoke corner to finally take second off Sette Câmara. Through towards Beckett's we will go now then, and then around Chapel. Grassi, will he get a run on Sette Câmara down the Hanger Straight? Up in towards Kopp's corner now then. Will he be able to get the move done? Câmara goes defensive and rightly so, keeping all the place again. Kubica, as you can see in the background, looking to the outside of Aitken, and again it will not work. And there you have it, Aitken still in front at this stage as Ferrucci fending off from Power again. Power still struggling to find a way through on him. At this stage, Câmara defending the inside of Grassi and keeps on the second place for the moment in this race. Lots of battling happening down the field as Kvyat has lost the place to Heifeld, it appears, as is Abs. So Heifeld up to 12th. Again, Ferrucci defending from Power for all his will at this stage, as bringing up the rear is Vinio is battling with Anthony Davidson for 21st at this stage of the race. Here's Newgarden continuing to lead the way out in front of the moment as he now approaches Priory and Brooklands now then. So through he will go. And so up towards Brooklands corner now then we go. And then up towards Luffield goes Josef Newgarden as we look back at this battle for second place between Sette Câmara and Grassi. As you can see, Habsburg now getting close to that battle as well, so he wants a piece of the action if he can as they go around the final few corners. Buemi getting close, as is Elation. In fact, we could have a big battle for second place considering that Sette Câmara is going to be possibly soon holding up a train of cars in the battle for second place. Grassi not close enough to get him down at the pit straight at the moment, as Câmara just has enough of a gap going into Copse corner between himself and fellow compatriot Lucas de Grassi. Out of Copse corner we go now then before approaching Maggots and Beckett's. Into those sets of corners now then we go, as Newgarden continues to have a lead out in front through the left and then into the right again. And then down through Chapel as they go down the Hanger Straight. And de Grassi not close enough that time around. Well, he's in the slipstream of Câmara, which will get him a little bit closer, but this time around it doesn't look like de Grassi is close enough to make a pass on Câmara this time around. Habsburg getting closer to the back of de Grassi, and Buemi being brought into that battle very soon. Aitken still doing a good job fending off Kubica at this stage. As soon, once Newgarden crosses the line, we will have 7 laps left here of race 1. He'll be on lap 9 of 15 in this race. Here he is with quite a comfortable gap and in front of the stage, still holding on to the fastest lap of the race. And so far, if it stays like this, he will retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship if you can just keep this up at this stage as he goes around the left-hander. So that's that really. It's now around the left-hander goes Josef Newgarden, as here is Lucas de Grassi. Round the left he goes before approaching the last 2 corners on the track. And he's now back within the slipstream, it must be said, of Sette Câmara, but Habsburg getting closer now to that battle as they come out of Luffield. Up towards Woodcote we will go. And de Grassi trying to pressure Câmara into a mistake now. And as I go up towards Copse corner, he gets into the slipstream but not close enough to pull a pass into turn 1 at that stage as they go through Copse corner now then on the track. Up towards Maggots and Beckett's we will go now. Then de Grassi looking to the inside of the first part. Isn't going to quite work out as Sette Câmara just able to fend him off that time around now. Then through the right-hander we go. And then into Chapel before heading down the Hanger Straight. Will de Grassi get the move done again on Sette Câmara? And not close enough to make the move. Câmara just fending him off that time around now then as they just feed around the right-hander. And de Grassi trying everything within his power to get hold of him at this stage now. Then up towards Vale and Club we will go. De Grassi flicking in now then, trying to get Câmara in this race. Habsburg and Buemi looking for any opportunity to pass one. Aitken still doing a good job defending off Kubica, and at the same time both Kubica and Aitken are closing up to the back of Button, so they could look at some more points at this stage as Button start to drop back into the clutches of Aitken and Kubica as they continue their scrap for P8 in this race. As meantime, de Grassi back down the inside of Câmara into Bridge corner, isn't able to make the move, sticking again. Câmara just able to fend him off that time around now. Then as I go through Priory and then up into Brooklands we will go. And de Grassi looking to pile the pressure on Sette Câmara if he can as they go up towards Luffield A and then B on the track. As 6 laps remaining then for Josef Newgarden as he's now about to start lap 10 of 15 here at race 1. 6 laps remaining for the race leader. All things looking good for him to take his 2nd victory of the season as he just rounds Copse corner now then for the 10th time today. As now de Grassi still trying to pile the pressure on Câmara. Around turn 1 we go, out of Copse, heading up towards Maggots and Beckett's we will go now then. And de Grassi still not giving up on that 2nd place at this stage. Can he try and get a good run out of these section of corners? Through Beckett's, through the second part he goes, and then into Chapel. Will de Grassi have enough slipstream to try and get Câmara down the Hanger Straight again? It doesn't look like de Grassi is close enough to make a pass on Sette Câmara that time around. As they now come around the right-hander at Stowe. And again, just to confirm, not close enough to Sette Câmara that time around. So de Grassi pushing hard to get his fellow compatriot, but Habsburg getting closer now to this battle as he looks to try and get himself onto the podium if he can, as he rounds the right-hander now then. The championship leader at this stage will probably lose it back to Josef Newgarden if it stays like this, by 1 point as a result of Newgarden holding on to the fastest lap of the race. As now they head down through Bridge Corner now then. And again, Grassi not close enough to Sette Câmara, and Habsburg not close enough to Grassi at this stage. Now then we ride on board with the current championship leader Ferdinand Habsburg through towards Priory, and then around Brooklyn we will go. And now up towards the right-hander we will go. And so now up towards the section of corners we will go. Buemi, here he is, currently in 5th place at this stage. So that's that for him really. As now around we go, up towards the next few corners on the track. And so now around Copse Corner, 5 laps remaining in this race. Buemi starting to drop back now from this battle. Grassi maybe starting to lose time to Sette Câmara. The gap 0.6 seconds between second and third. It's half a second between Grassi and Habsburg as they go around Becky. It looks like Habsburg's more closer to Grassi than what Grassi is on Sette Câmara in front of him at this stage. Now they're heading down the hanger straight while Habsburg getting a run on Grassi up towards Stoke Corner. It doesn't look like the Austrian is close enough to make a pass on him at this stage, so he'll have to hang back for now. Going around Stoke Corner now then we go, and then flicking it in through the left-hander before approaching Vale and Club. And now flicking the car in through these corners. We're 9 minutes away from the 4 o'clock mark. So now around Club Corner we go. But now Grassi starts to get a little bit closer to Sette Câmara than what Habsburg is on Grassi at this stage. In these 4 and a bit laps remaining for Grassi to try and grab second place from fellow compatriot Sérgio Sette Câmara. Round through Bridge Corner now then we go before approaching Priory. Braking quite heavily through this 90-degree left-hander, and then approaching another 90-degree right-hander at Brooklands. And so around that bit we go, and now up towards Luffield we go, the first part of Luffield, and then up towards the second part we will go. Out of the corner we go, using just missing the curb on the outside as they go around Woodcote, and now heading down the pit straight, heading up towards Copse Corner. Let's see the gap this time around. Grassi not close enough up into Copse to get the move done as they go around the first corner. 0.4 seconds, so he's taking 2/10 from the last time around now. Then up towards Mackett's, not close enough to make a move on the inside into Mackett's. Still then approach Beckett's, flicking it in for the left-hander, and then through in towards Chapel we will go. Through that left-hander we will go, heading down the hanger straight before approaching Stoke Corner. Look how close to Grassi is. Surely this is his best opportunity. He's going to look to the inside of Sette Câmara. Will Grassi get the move done this time as they go up towards Stoke Corner? Surely Grassi has got him this time around, and Grassi has taken the place. Up into second place he goes, and out goes Jack Aitken. Aitken is out of the race. What's happened to the other Willows racing car? And Button has spun off and into the path of Jack Aitken. Button and Aitken have had a crash. Robert Kubica, lucky he didn't get himself involved, but we've got a crash up at Beckett, and well, that's going to have to be investigated for sure. And wow, an incident between the two Brits of Jenson Button and Jack Aitken, and there you go, he spins at the beginning of Maggots. He rejoins back on the track. I think that was uncontrollable there from Jenson Button, but it will be investigated anyway just to be sure. But either way, both Button and Aitken are out of the race, and we're down to 20 runners. Well, they'll be classified. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if they have completed 90% of the race distance. We'll wait and see. We're on lap 12 of 15. But we'll wait and see anyway what the results brings after this race. But out of the race goes Button and Aitken now then. As meantime, Grassi goes defensive into Vale just in case Câmara tries to get the move back on him now then. Through into Vale. And then into Club Corner. Confirmation that Button is out of the race. And that's that really as far as he is concerned now as they go up towards Abbey Corner. As Habsburg now starts to drop back from this battle. But Câmara is still not giving up on his fellow compatriot at this stage of the race. As they go down through Bridge Corner now then. Will Câmara try and get the position back off Grassi? He looks to the inside to Priory, but Grassi able to hang it around the outside and keep all the place. Habsburg tried to take advantage but wasn't able to do so at this stage. As now up towards Luffield A and B on the track now then we will go. So now through towards the second part, and Habsburg now right in the slipstream with Sérgio Sette Câmara as they come out of the corner now then. Newgarden now has 3 laps left in this race, lap 13 and 15. Newgarden is on now, there are 3 laps remaining for the American Josef Newgarden. And so far, if things go according to plan, he's looking good to retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship. If Habsburg gets up into third, we'll have to wait and see whether Newgarden will retake the lead, because they'll have the same amount of wins. And but whether they'll have the same amount of second places or even third places, we'll wait and see. That will determine who will lead it by the end of the race, providing if Habsburg can find a way through on Câmara, because at the moment that fastest lap from Newgarden ain't going away anytime soon. Speaking of which, Habsburg looking to the outside of Câmara, but Câmara fends him off down the hanger straight and keeps hold of third place for the time being, as it looks like Câmara might start to lose time to Grassi. There's now a little bit of a gap forming, so Câmara might have to set his focus now on Habsburg to try and fend off this final podium place as they go down towards Vale. I thought for a minute there Habsburg would try and dive it down the inside there, considering how much momentum he had, but he didn't, so he stays put for the time being. As now around Abbey will go Josef Newgarden, as he now goes around Bridge Corner for the third to last time, and up towards Priory goes the race leader as he just negotiates around that left-hander. There's me time now, then Habsburg trying to get close now to the backside of Câmara, but not close enough for the moment to make that work out, as they now go up towards Brooklands now then on the track, and Habsburg trying everything within his power to get hold of Câmara at this stage. Through Luffield A we go, and then up towards Luffield B, and now out of the corner now then we go, before going around Woodcote, and again not close enough that time. Obviously he's not close to Grassi, but what about Habsburg now? Then Habsburg trying to get close up to Copse Corner, but just didn't have enough straight to possibly launch an attack through Copse there then, as Newgarden is now onto his penultimate lap of the race now. Then Habsburg looking to the inside at Maggots now then. Can he get the move done? No, he can't. Câmara just able to hang him off there as they go around Beckett, and then up in towards Chapel we will go after this second part of Beckett, and then down the hanger straight. Will Habsburg make the move on Câmara this time around through Chapel? Down the hanger straight now then. Will Habsburg get the move done on Câmara? Again looks to the outside, again not very wise for Habsburg there then, and as a result Sette Câmara just fends off, and at this stage Habsburg will only have one more lap to try and get Câmara for that final podium place, and to make it level between himself and Newgarden in the Drivers' Championship. And meantime Newgarden continue to get away from this lot. Grassi now with a decent gap and looking good for second place in this race. His first podium since last season, of course. I can't remember when his last podium was, but his last podium was, of course, last season. He's yet to achieve a podium, and at this rate, it will be American Engineering. I think American Engineering's first ever podium, I believe, as well. I could be wrong, but I think that's that. I don't know if Daniil App's got a podium this season, but I would think it will probably be the team's first ever podium in IFMC GP3. As meantime, here is Josef Newgarden coming around Brooklands now then. So Habsburg stays single file at Priory behind Sérgio Sette Câmara, but coming around the final few corners then comes Josef Newgarden, and Josef Newgarden is about to start his final lap here for race 1 at Silverstone. It's been a brilliant race for Josef Newgarden. He started on pole position, was pretty much untouchable after the start, despite a little bit of pressure from Câmara at lap 1. He was just able to get away from the rest of the pack as a result, putting in fastest lap after fastest lap, and as a result he is looking good to take his second victory of the season. And at this rate, unless Habsburg passes Câmara for third place, it will all depend really on the results, whether Newgarden will retake the lead in the championship. Even if Habsburg takes third, he's looking good to take his second victory of the season and looking good to retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Meantime now, speaking of which, down the hanger straight, Habsburg again choosing to go to the outside, not very wise, and as a result, as predicted, Sette Câmara fends him off. Buemi not close enough to capitalise on that as a result, as they all come around Stoke Corner. Realistically, Habsburg's realistic opportunities to try again at Priory like he did earlier with Sébastien Buemi, and that's pretty much the last chance he's got at trying to get Sette Câmara. They stay single file into Vale now then, as Grassi gets away further from that battle, as he looks strong now to get second place in this race, getting himself onto the podium, as Habsburg and Sette Câmara fight it out for third place as they all come round the flat out left-hander at Abbey. And that'll be that then. But here is Josef Newgarden just coming around Priory now then for the final time today, as he goes around Brooklands, and looking strong indeed. And Habsburg wasn't close enough, so I think Sette Câmara has done enough to fend off third place from the what will be now former championship leader, because here comes Newgarden. Round the final corner he goes. It's been a brilliant race for him, and it is going to be Josef Newgarden who wins race 1 here at Silverstone. Congratulations to him and the Dacia Dorado Junior team. It's his second victory of the season, the team's third this season, and Newgarden, I think, now retakes the lead in the championship. Yes, he does. The Grassi crosses the line in second, Sette Câmara finishes in third, Habsburg crosses the line fourth, Buemi fifth, Elation sixth, Kubica up to 7th after the result of Button and Aitken crashing out. So Kubica will cross the line in 7th place. It's going to be Heifeld who finishes in 8th, so Heifeld will take pole for race 2 tomorrow. Ferrucci crosses the line in 9th, Willpower finishes in 10th, Kvyat 11th, Ab 12th, Nasr 13th, Hubert 14th, Kai 15th, Andretti 16th, Kaiser 17th, Fawako 18th, and Vinio 19th, with Davidson in 20th. So unseen by the cameras, Vinio managed to get Davidson at some point in the race, but there you have it then, guys. That has been it. In the end, Josef Newgarden is the winner of race 1, fully deserved, and I believe he does retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Today you have it in, guys. After all of that, here is the results of race 1 here at Silverstone. Josef Newgarden won the race with Lucas Di Grassi in 2nd. Sérgio Sette Câmara finished in 3rd, with Ferdinand Habsburg 4th, Sébastien Buemi in 5th, Michael Elation in 6th, Robert Kubica 7th, Nick Heifeld in 8th, Santino Ferrucci 9th, with Willpower in 10th, Daniil Kvyat in 11th, with Daniil at 12th, Felipe Nasr 13th, Antonio Bear in 14th. And if we scroll down the rest of the field, it is Nico Kari 15th, Marco Andretti in 16th, Kyle Kaiser in 17th, with Antonio Fawako in 18th, Eero Vinio 19th, Anthony Davidson the last of the finishers in 20th, and the 2 retirements were Jack Aitken and Jenson Button. They were the retirements of the race. So let's see who set the fastest lap of the race then, who's going away with the bonus points, and it was Josef Newgarden with a 1:31.232. So like Felix Rosenqvist in GP2, he took pole position, fastest lap and the race victory. He was 3 tenths clear of his nearest rival, Ferdinand Habsburg, in the end there then, so he does retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship as a result. But there you have it then, guys. That has been it for race 2 of IFMC GP3. They'll be back to for race 1 of IFMC GP3. They'll be back tomorrow for race 2 at 2:30 due to the MotoGP race. But there you have it then, guys. That has been it for today's action, for today's live stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a very exciting day of action, and hopefully we'll have more of it tomorrow. The podium for GP3 is coming away just after this. But until then, guys, that has been it. I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you then, guys, tomorrow at a later time, 2:30, due to the MotoGP race at Le Mans for race 2 of IFMC GP3, the sprint race for IFMC GP2, and the 59-lap British Grand Prix, which sees Fernando Alonso on pole position. Hopefully, we're in for some good action tomorrow. But until then, guys, that has been it. I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you very much for watching. I've been JWF1, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the last bits of action of this weekend. Well, I say that, the last bits of action of racing for this weekend. Until then, take care and enjoy the GP3 podium.